Turn TV down. Okay, let's see here. Says we are live. We've got Miss Paula with us.
What?
Miss Paula is with us.
Okay. Oh, hi, everybody.
And
Hi. We're live.
we're live. We're live. We're live.
Hello, everybody.
It's not showing up live yet on the thing.
I'm coming into Cascade, California, headed down to
And we have Miss
Long Beach.
Darla.
Oh, we got Darla. Cool.
Yay! Paula,
Hey,
can you
Darla.
see us?
I was just,
There it is. Yay!
she was talking about saying that you got a huge ice storm order, and I was asking if your box was as big as mine was the other day, because I got a monster box.
What? You're cutting out.
Yeah, she's really bad. We're gonna have to play with her. So your ice yarn, it looked like your ice yarn order was pretty darn big. I could just see the bag.
Let me get it. I'll show you.
Hi, Linda. Yep, Amber's coming, but she's gonna be about half hour late, so she will be here. Not the great big ice yarn yet. You know, I got a few of those little doodahs from what's her name here in the States that sells it, Dana?
Gia the Yarn Nut?
Yeah, and I got some sample packs from her.
I remember you weren't crazy about what you got.
Not even a little. But you know, they were sample packs, so I didn't get to pick and choose what I wanted. And
right.
It wasn't that I didn't like the yarn. I didn't like what I got. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That looks pretty nice. So she hasn't opened it yet.
Yeah.
Dude, I got it yesterday, and I don't know if I'll get to open it today because hubby's gonna be home soon. He's so noisy.
Oh, he is so noisy. Those men, they're just noisy and in the way, aren't they?
Yes.
Well, as long as we're doing show and tell.
Yep.
As long as we're doing show and tell.
Yep.
Dana, close your eyes.
Well, while she's getting that, my ice yarn box was huge. It was like 3.
Step yesterday.
Who's that from?
Lion Brand.
Oh.
I had forgotten I ordered it.
I hate when that happens.
But the second I saw the box, I'm like, oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. Some of those things take so freaking, well, Premier is the one that takes forever to get here. This one actually wasn't, I think this one was only 2 weeks. All right, where's my hook? Yeah. All right, maybe not close your eyes, Dana. Maybe not. Maybe not. But, and you'll be glad to know, Miss Dana, that's for an actual project. I only ordered the exact amount of yarn I needed for an actual project. Does that count?
Cool.
Is that okay?
Well, not when you have thousands of dollars worth of yarn in your other room. But okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to pull all the same amount of one color yarn out of a stash for a blanket. Hey, Miss Michelle. So yeah, I was very excited.
Cool.
Uh,
Hi, Paula, Linda, Michelle.
Yum, got a lot of lovely ladies today. Oh man. Well, this Christmas blanket, the watermelon blanket. Oh, she's not even looking. The
Oh,
watermelon.
look at that. I like it.
I've only got 3 more stripes.
Wow. Good
And
job.
then I do the border.
Nice.
Well, and all the stupid ends. And it's so funny in the instructions it says, do your ends as you go. And I'm like, yeah, right. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. I didn't even think I'd get the thing done, let alone do the ends as I go. Oh. MG, hello. I know, it's always so exciting when you actually catch one of the lives that you like to watch, isn't it? Okay, Miss Crafty Yarn Owl.
Yeah.
What new and amazing thing have you created this week?
Well,
What's your design of the week?
this one I'm working on right now is a, what do you call it? A raglan cardigan. Peekaboo, peekaboo.
Okay, let's make you big.
It's a peekaboo. Peekaboo.
Ooh, I love those colors. They're really
That
look
is
at what
pretty.
you got on. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, look at
Love
those colors. Wow. Well, and
Yeah.
can you stand up and show us what you're wearing?
Oh, yeah, I have a tutorial for this one.
That is beautiful. Oh, and it's different colors.
Yeah.
Ooh. And it doesn't even look like it was a mistake, like Mister's vest. It looks like it was on purpose.
Yeah, it's one ball of, what's it called? I forget what it's called. I forget.
So pretty.
Thank you. It's one piece.
That's nice. I love it, love it, love it.
I love it too. One of my
That is gorge. Gorge. Super pretty. Well, hey Maritza. I am coming off of Craft Fair Mania, and I took y'all will be so proud of me. I took a day yesterday for myself. I did not even get dressed until like 10 minutes before bingo. I literally jumped in the shower and got dressed at 4 o'clock yesterday.
Wow.
It was wonderful.
Good for you.
It was wonderful. And I finished, and I mean finished. I did all of my weaving in of ends of all of my ornaments, so they're ready to go to the mail. So I'm just waiting on Miss Morgan's ornaments so that we can mail them all together. And see if she's going to need some help. And I did that. I worked on that yesterday, and I worked on the watermelon blanket, and I ate carameled apple. That was the entire extent of my day yesterday. Watched junky TV, and it was delightful. It was delightful. Absolutely wonderful. Miss Dana and I had a long talk, and solved all the problems of the world. And so
We
that
fixed
was
everything.
we fixed it across the board.
And it's all going to be fixed through crochet, of course.
Crochet rules the world. It was really a nice day. I kind of hit a wall, and I was exhausted. And I just really needed a down day. And even the rest of this week, I've got stuff on my calendar, but it's not like it seems like my last 3 or 4 months, it's been nonstop. And so I needed yesterday. I needed it really bad.
Yeah, you deserved it.
And so it was.
I wouldn't say that.
It was good. Nobody's talking to you. Nobody's talking to you.
I'm acknowledging him.
No men allowed.
Yeah, this is no man.
It's just girl talk.
Yeah.
Did your dog ever get up? Oh, there he is. The dog didn't even get up until like half an hour ago. He's having a down day too, apparently. So, yeah. I just was exhausted. So, it was a nice, quiet day. And, yeah. So, and there's the wild thing. Come here, wild thing. Everybody wants to see you. Everybody wants to see you. You. Come here. Hold still. Can you say hi to everybody? Can you say hi? Don't you bite me. That's not nice. That's not nice. Here, say hi. Can you say hi? Okay, go. Okay, go. You know, some kitties like to be held and cuddled and pet. Not anymore. Yeah, crawl in that box. There might be something in there you need. There might be. And if you weren't at bingo last night, she jumped on the table and sat herself right in the middle of the computer. Like, I don't have enough problems with my computer. I have to have a cat attack. So that was joyous. Good Lord. Knock this stuff off. Oh, she's wild. She's absolutely wild. She is something else. So, Miss Dana, where are you off to?
Oh, I get to talk? Okay, I am in Castaic, California. I'm headed down to Hawthorne, which is down by Long Beach, to do a live unload. Then
for us non-truck people.
It means I have to back up to a dock and wait for them to unload me while I'm there. So then I deadhead, which means I take an empty trailer over to Chino to our yard, grab a loaded trailer, and I'm off to Denver. Whoop, whoop.
Woo, Denver!
Yeah. And I have a lot of things going on in my head and in my bunk, and a lot of crochet stuff, a lot of art stuff going on here. We still need, I think it's 2 or 3 more to fill group 6. And then we'll start filling group 7 right up until the end of Halloween.
Well, that's Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're still filling spots until Tuesday.
And it's really getting exciting.
Mm-hmm.
My sunflower granny blanket is coming together. I started sewing it together. I got about half of it together last night. But I still have a few squares on the blocking mat, so I got to wait for those. It'll take at least 2 more days to get done blocking. Then I'll finish it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting ready to upload. I'm just going to finalize my puffy wasp nest pattern that went really, really well in the test. It was amazing. So I need to get in there on my laptop maybe tonight or tomorrow and just give it another once over before I switch it over into a PDF, and then I'll upload it to Ravelry for free.
Mm-hmm.
And my next test, I think, is going to be a thread. It's going to be my thread project that I did last year. I need thread testers, thread crochet testers, but it's easy. It's totally easy.
How big
It's
is
not
it?
Well, it's that 3-in-1 kitchen linen
Oh.
that I had at the Yarny Social. That's 2-paneled.
Yeah, that's so pretty.
And easy. So I'm going to be looking for. And the thing is with the testers, I need all 4 levels of testers.
All levels.
All levels. So what I'm looking for, like today, is people that I can send the temporary invite link to the Discord chat, so that's to build up the pool of testers, because there are many more patterns coming. I'm getting ready to do a scarf that I'm calling the Noah scarf, That's going to be a free download on Ravelry, but I'm going to need people who, okay, I'll give a little reveal. It is going to accompany little bite-sized pieces of Bible study, and it covers chapters 1 through 9 in Genesis. So what you'll do is just read a chapter or a certain set of scripture, and then you crochet for 20 minutes, and then the next day, you move on to the next part, and it'll be very structured, but it will not be a Bible study where, like, I'm telling you what to think. I might give some thought prompts, but it is your own Bible study, because chapters 1 through 9 has everything in it. It has love, it has Christ, it has a Godhead, it has sin, it has a warning, it has consequences, and then it has redemption. And it amazes me how much is in those first 9 chapters. So I am in the process of creating this pattern that accompanies little bite-sized pieces of Bible study. So I'm going to need a lot of Christian testers. But right now I'm really looking for level 1 and 2 testers, because I want them, if you ever thought about becoming a tester, but you think you're not experienced enough, no, we need you. We need you. We are level 3 and 4, more experienced ones to say, hey, this isn't according to industry standards. People who have read a lot of, patterns, I need their input too. And they're really good at giving me how many yards they used, how many ounces they used, real technical stuff. But I really am looking for people to email me for the Discord link. I'll send them the invite links will expire after a day or so. So that's why you have to email me for the link. Otherwise, I just put it out there. But at least get in the pool, get in the community. And it's really becoming a fun community where we're, chatting with each other in the general chat. And then I'll put out a tester call, and those will go over to that particular testing pattern chat. But it is turning out to be a lot of fun, and a really fun little community to at least be a part of. And you can pick and choose which, patterns you feel like you want to test. So that's what's going on here.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think I might want to test that Genesis one.
What's that?
I think I might want to test that Genesis one.
I heard some.
It's not ready yet, Carla.
It's not ready. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. When it is.
Getting that all put together, because it's more than just writing the pattern. It's structuring it.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Because you'll go through Genesis 1 through 9. You'll actually go through Genesis 1 through 9 3 times while you're crocheting this pattern. And there's evidence that shows that doing something like crochet is, it's a mental boost. So, yeah. So there's science behind the whole process. So that's kind of what got me started with that.
I was reading Genesis the other day.
Yes?
Yeah. And I've read it before, but I just started reading it. Then I kind of jumped over to the Gospels, and I'm going to read those. I've read those before, but I want to do more than just read them. I want to study them.
Exactly. And so now we're kind of hinting at what's coming in the future.
Yeah.
And what's happening is I am learning more about the New Testament, the New Covenant, by reading the Old Testament. And that has never happened before. In the past, I've read the Old Testament. It's like, oh, genealogies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, God's people were doing great until they started to intermarry and blah blah blah. Oh, now they're in Egypt. Oh, now they're in Babylon. They screwed up again. But the overview, I'll actually do an overview of the Old Testament in a blanket at one point.
Mm.
And that's what really got me started. And then there'll be a project that goes through the New Testament and the New Covenant. So I've got a whole thing going on in my head while I'm driving down the road, and my head's about to explode.
That's
This is
very ambitious.
Yeah, it's pretty ambitious, so it's going to take me some time. It's probably going to be a month or two at least before I get that scarf, Noah's scarf, ready for testing, because that'll be, you'll go through chapters 1 through 9 3 times doing that pattern, but you do it in bite-sized pieces so it doesn't kill you. So you're not like, oh, it's just too much. But I have learned more in those first 9 chapters. I mean, I've read them. Many times I've read them. But going through it now in something like this, it has really opened my eyes.
So, Dana, what is your Discord name? Paula's got a Discord account. She wants to connect up with you.
Dana's Wanderlust Crochet Testers.
Okay.
And if she emails me, I'll send her the invite link.
Okay, that'll probably be easier, Paula. Just email her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can. I don't know how. Discord. There's a lot of Discord, streams on there, but it's hard for me to find them. I think I actually did a search once, but you could search Dana's Wanderlust Crochet Testers, and it should come up. And Ellen.
I didn't even really realize that I had an account until I went searching, and I'm like, oh, I already have one. Here it is.
And Ellen is, I think Ellen can send invite links. Ellen B. She's one of our great viewers.
Oh, yeah, she's on here right now. Ellen, is
okay.
That something you're able to do? Hi, Miss Sally.
Yeah, she could put an invite link right there in the chat if she wanted to. I think she can. I'm still learning Discord, but I once I finally got my head around how it actually worked, I really liked it. It's just a series of chat rooms.
Paula, it's being a tester is, and I've been able to do it. So I've been a tester with somebody that was like super, super professional. And then I've been a tester with somebody who was very not professional. And it was fine. It's no different than your buddy saying, here, do this pattern for me and tell me if you find any problems with it. That's really what it boils down to. Now, I don't know how Dana's going to run hers, of course, but with some people, if you've got somebody who's like super, super professional, the one that I did with that, I literally had to fill out a document. I had to answer all these questions. I had to say how many grams of yarn I used, how many yards did that work out to be. I had to take pictures every couple of rows. I had to, in the pattern, I had to mark down if there was any inconsistencies. We had the one that I did what it was a hat. So we were assigned, we chose which size we wanted to make. And so, it was, we had to measure it. How was it working out? We had to do a gauge swatch. We had to take a picture of our gauge swatch. I think more than anything to prove that we had actually done it. We had to talk about which hook we used for our, so, I mean, it was very, I don't want to say intense, but we had to show every step of the way what we were doing. And it was kind of cool because you could see how much work went into making this pattern live. And so that when I pay my $3 or $4 for a pattern, you knew that a lot of work went into making this a good pattern.
Yes.
And
we can't do that by ourselves. We need testers. And we need testers from all walks of crochet life. We need all the crocheters. No, we need people who aren't so confident, and we need people like Ellen. We need people like Karen. You know, we need people like Mary. We need people like Robin and Darla, and we need all of you.
Yeah. So the first time I tested a pattern, it was a knit pattern, and I told the lady, I'm like, I have made maybe 2 things, and she said, perfect, because I need the brand new knitter who just wants to try this out. And I didn't have to do any of that stuff. I just had to knit the pattern. And I told her, I says, I can knit, I can purl, I can follow a chart, and that's all I had to do. And when I was done, it was a mess. It wasn't a mess. It was way too small. And it ended up, there was a problem with the pattern.
Okay. See, that's what it's all about.
Yes. Yeah. And she ended up putting an extra repeat in the pattern because everybody was having the same problem. It wasn't just me. And but it was fun. I had a lot of fun, and I learned how to do a new thing, and I got some experience that I probably would not have done on my own had it not been for testing the pattern. So, yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
Let me tell you how mine are being ran and how they're progressing. So I go online and I create a form, a Google form that at the top explains, it'll show a picture of it. Let's just go along with this puffy wasp nest. I actually did 2 of them in 2 different colors, and both pictures were up there. I explained what yarn I wanted them to use. Sometimes it's just a 4-weight yarn, I don't care. Other times, I'm going to say, hey, I want a 4-weight 100% cotton. Because final pictures are very important. I need those. I need those final pictures. Yeah. And and I explain how the pattern is worked. Like this one was worked in a continuous round, so you'll need a stitch marker. Now, I don't actually give the pattern in the form, but I explain as much information as I think the potential testers would need in order to decide if this was a pattern they actually want to test. And then I start asking questions. Okay, are you on Discord? Because all patterns are on Discord. Are you willing to do a little promotion? Blah, blah, blah. What colors do you think you'll use? All of these things. What I expect from testers, what I hope to get from testers, following the pattern to certain specifics, that you'll at least share out on your own social media when the time is appropriate to show what you just tested and what is now, a publicly available pattern. So they just fill out this form if they're interested. Now, these first 2 tests that I've actually conducted, everybody who filled out the form was like, okay, I'm going to invite you over to the other chat string that is actually the pattern test. So under my Discord channel, we have a general chat. We have a chat where I actually do a tester call that links to that form. And then I have a chat that is actually for chatting about testing the pattern. So I've got 2 of those in there. One was for the first thing I did, the hot pad. And then the second one was the wasp nest. And it's great because you can separate out the good mornings, how you doing? Talking about what you're crocheting, all that kind of stuff that's going on in general chat. And then, the tester, the actual pattern test is in a completely different chat. So I like that. I like being able to separate the topics. And so, like I said, these first two patterns were so dang easy that, you know, I wasn't being picky on who would test it. Now, I have found that a couple people are like, yeah, I'll test it. And they fill out the form, and then I never heard from them again. And which, yeah. So I probably won't invite those people to test the patterns like the Noah scarf and some of the, you know, more intense, the things that I'm actually going to charge for later on. The more important, I mean, I shouldn't say important anyway, the more intense patterns, you know, that I really need people to be reliable. I probably, you know, will be a little discerning about letting them test that. But in the meantime, anybody who, you know, fills out the form to test one of my easy, stupid little patterns now, this is all for all of us to get to know the process.
Right.
You know, this is all experience building. So for all of us. So it's really become a fun little community over there in Discord. So anyway, that's how my tests are being, you know, testers are being picked. They're not being picked. If they're willing to do it, I throw them in the tester chat. And not everybody finishes.
Now, I don't recall, is Discord an app or a website?
It's an app. I think it is a website too, but there's an app for your mobile device.
Well, there it is. It looks like a little creature.
Alien, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that has been a really fun process.
On the left.
Really fun. I've taken these patterns that I wrote last year or you know, years in past and running them through the testing process and, you know, fine-tuning the pattern, then turning it into a PDF and offering it on Ravelry. That has been fun. That has been really fun.
How do you turn it into a PDF? Is there an app for that too?
Well, what I've done is I've built out the pattern on Google Docs so that I can send invite links to the people who are testing the pattern, so they have access to making pattern right.
Oh, you're freezing.
Well, I think I'm able to copy this and I'm going to try to put it in here. We'll see if it lets me. Whoops, not that. We'll see if it lets me. Y'all know me and technology. Paste. Okay.
Oh, wait. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I think Dana, I think maybe I just pasted the link to your thing.
Okay. So anyway, we use Google Docs for the testers to have access to, and they can put comments and questions right there on Google Docs. And then when I get it all formatted and everything, when I'm ready to turn it into a PDF, I just click on save and save as PDF. And it goes to my computer. Yeah, it was that easy. I was looking up YouTube videos on how to turn a document into a PDF, and you got to buy Adobe, and I was looking at all these videos, and it was so complicated. And finally, I watched a video by Selena Baca. Hello. she streamlined the whole thing.
Awesome.
So anyway, I'm very excited about that right now.
Okay, so if you click on that link, it takes you to Discord, and you either sign into your account or you sign up for an account, and then it takes you to you.
Yeah, and if you get into the Discord, what I'm calling the tester pool now, besides the fact that you can pick and choose which patterns you feel comfortable testing, you know, you can actually kind of be there and witness the process. You know, I've always been intimidated about testing until I got to kind of be in a community and see how the process worked.
Yeah.
So, and each designer is going to have very different, very different processes. Well, a lot of processes are the same, but they have like different expectations of testers. So getting into their tester pool, getting into that community and kind of watching, that's great. That is a great way to get more comfortable with that whole process.
And then I don't know about you, and maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, Dana, but what happened in both of the times when I was chosen, and I'll tell you what, it was such a shock to be chosen. At the end, when the person had their finalized, finished, ready to sell product, we received a free copy of that as a thank you for being a tester.
Yeah, especially with, you know, more established designers who are selling their patterns.
Right.
Now I do, you know, like the overall Old Testament overall overview of the Old Testament, that blanket, that one's not going to be free. But but obviously the testers need to be honored. The testers need to be recognized. So I've been posting their pictures and thanking them on my Facebook page, and you know, sharing out their pictures, because that might be, you know, kind of a resume point for being chosen for other tests that they want to be involved in, you know, these bigger designers. So, you know, honoring your testers. And that first pattern that I uploaded to Ravelry, the last page showed all of what? Hi, Amber. Anyway, the last page of that pattern, the first one that I had testers for, I put all of their names and their pictures of their items on the last page of the pattern.
That's nice. Yeah, and on Ravelry, once you get your stuff on Ravelry, oftentimes, you know, they've got that little thingy where it shows the ones that have been completed.
Yes.
Those are often the test ones too.
And my ask of the testers who are on Ravelry that they would do that. They would show that picture and make notes publicly for that project.
Yeah.
So anyway, hi Amber.
Hi Amber.
Oh, look at your yarn wall.
Stop that.
I keep turning you off too. Where am I? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at your yarn wall.
Yeah, that's only just a little bit of it.
Ah, we love it.
Oh my God, you seen those long videos I've been making?
Yes, I haven't had time to actually watch any of them. I'm like, dear God, it's an hour long. I don't have that much time.
Well, the next one's an hour and a half.
I make her sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Fast forward.
We're going through it.
I turned it on I turned one on. It must have been Saturday morning as I was driving to the craft fair. But my craft fair is literally 5 minutes from my house. So I had just time enough to say hi and then turned it off. And then I saw another one yesterday and I'm like, oh, I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was I don't even know when it was. Oh, my brain. So how's Miss Amber doing?
I'm just a little bit tired. I don't even think I brushed my hair today, to be fair.
You just use your fingers.
Yeah. Christy Brinkley finger waves.
I'm trying to get the boxes out of the other house. I've been moving for 5 dang months.
I was going to say, aren't you done moving yet?
No.
You've got 17 people living there. You should be able to do a daisy chain from one house to the other.
I'm sorry. What? Those grown-ass children of mine, they're not doing nothing. I yell at them. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
But and I'm too tired to fight right now. I'll fight them some other time. Because they obviously like hearing me yell. They always like my yelling voice.
Yeah, I know. They don't even hear it. It's like in one ear and out the other. Y'all, do you know what is happening right this second?
No.
No way.
We have the entire RADD girl team live. Woo woo!
Yeah! All the girls are here.
It has been a minute. RADD girls in the house.
I don't understand. I'm really mad. Why can't I just be one way or the other? Why do I have to be upside
I
down?
don't know what you're doing here, girl.
My phone, I'm making it locked where it doesn't go. I think I have
Screen
it.
lock, flip.
Yeah, I think I do. That's okay. I can't see you guys very well when I'm vertical.
I can't see you guys at all. I don't know if my charger is working.
I don't know what's going on here. There we
And then
go.
when people far
That's a little
away.
That's a little better.
My charger.
A mess behind me. I don't care. Y'all know I'm messy. That is not a news flash.
Me too.
It's not a
too.
news.
Why?
Kitten has been raised with these, so these don't bother her in the least. Oh, she's all on alert now. She's like, ooh,
Who's on alert?
Kitten, because I did this. But the adult cat doesn't know about these. And the other day I did and she flipped out. She's like, "Wah! What is that?" Kitten doesn't care in the least. That's so funny.
My phone isn't charging. What is going on here?
What is going on in your world, Miss Amber?
Oh my God, it's the same old, same old. Doctor's appointments and working and hour-long videos.
Yeah. Did you got your ornaments done?
I do not have my ornaments done. I have yarn. I was thinking about. I think I have a pattern, but it seems like so simple. I was like, well, simple's okay, right?
Simple is perfect. Simple
is great.
We like simple.
Okay.
We know that Darla's got hers done because hers were done in the first 15 minutes. The decision was made to do it.
Yeah.
So hers was done in July.
Almost that fast.
Hers were done while we were talking about.
I have one done, and I don't know where it's at. Yeah, I have one done, and I don't know where it's at.
Her prototype is done, and she's lost it.
I lost it. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Darla's are done and ready to mail.
Yeah.
Amber's still deciding what she's gonna make. So y'all, don't feel bad. Those of you who are still trying to decide, you're like, I don't know. Yeah, just do it. Just jump in and do it. Miss Morgan has changed horses midstream, and she's changed what her pattern's gonna be, partially because of the incident.
Yeah.
And so her barely being able to crochet at this point. So she had to pick something super simple. And
she's got an injury.
Yeah, she's got a crochet injury. And
she's been crocheting for 20 years. That injury will be every day.
Yeah. She had her hand slammed in a door by a client, and so she's nursing a boo-boo hand. And I may end up doing hers for her.
Call on the sports medicine team.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah. Yeah, switch hands. Aren't you funny? Mr. ought to do hers. Yeah. They'd be done with
I don't think you can see
hot
it.
glue and duct tape. Somebody.
Your Lizzie blanket's right up here.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Lizzie. Heard a lot, Paula. Well, is it Paula? You got a boo-boo too. Paula thought she had a bruise and ended up with a compound fracture.
Uh-oh.
So she may be not crocheting for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. That happened over the weekend with her. So, yeah. We do get some injuries, don't we? But I do know somebody, who was it? Let me think. Was it Mama G? Has already received some in the mail?
Somebody received 2 like within a week of me sending out the list.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we are on group 6, and I think we need 2 more to fill that group, and then we can start on group 7, and we got until all day till the end of Halloween day.
We got a whole week yet. Till next Tuesday. Yeah. So anybody in here who has not gotten on the list yet, it does not have to be a complex thing. If you can make you can crochet a star or a snowflake.
Yeah.
I'm doing a mitten, a little mitten.
Yes. Yep.
Little Mikey mitten. Thank you, Mikey.
A snowman, which is, oh my gosh, Kim G just received her 3rd one in the mail today. Wow. Kim G, your group is on fire.
Yeah. So should we recap how it works so nobody thinks they're going to get...
Yeah, you're not getting 90. You're getting
90 in the mail. You're not getting 81 in the mail.
You're going to receive 9 ornaments. Hi, Angela.
Yeah. You're going to mail out 9 ornaments, 9 of your 10, 1 to each of the other people in your group. They are going to do the same thing. You will receive 9 ornaments. So in total, I guess none of the crochet police are going to know if you only crochet 9. And you're supposed to crochet 10 and keep 1 for yourself. So that way you end up, when the 9 come in from the others in the group, not 9 from each person, 1 from each person, you'll end up with 10. Yeah. There's been a little confusion. Someone has insisted that she's going to receive 81.
No. If I'm like 81, it's going on my own tree.
There are 10 people on your list. You are going to mail to 9 of them. You're going to mail 1 ornament, the same ornament, to 9 people.
Yeah. So make it small and easily mailed. Yeah. Don't do the big bubble things.
This is the entire set of ornaments I'm sending out.
Yeah.
This is what's being mailed to 1 of these to 9 people.
Yeah.
Plus whatever Miss Morgan is doing. We're going to try to put both of them in 1 envelope.
Well, that's a good idea. Save yourself some postage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One person actually asked me in group 1, I have the same address for Robin and Morgan. Is that correct? Yes, it is.
That is correct, because we live in the same home.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got the same cat.
Yeah, we share the same cat. We share the same dog. We share the same mister.
Mister, yes.
It's convenient. Mister cooks for us most of the time.
They thought I had 9 wives.
We ignore him. That's in case y'all didn't know, when he babbles, we just ignore him. We pretend.
I talk to him because he's a truck driver. We got stuff to talk about.
Occasionally, we ask him a question, but if we don't ask him a direct question, we just pretend that's the TV talking. So, Miss Christine, you can absolutely do this. If you can make a coaster, you can make a Christmas tree ornament.
Yes,
a snowman is 2 coasters put together. Well, I guess he needs a head.
Well, I have a playlist, a public playlist that's titled Christmas Ornaments here on YouTube, with videos from other people and their Christmas ornaments. But honestly, if you would look up the Crochet Crowd advent calendar, you would find a smorgasbord of quick, easy little ornaments.
Yeah.
He made this really easy for us.
Very easy.
Yeah,
And
I
a lot of
found
them-
myself, he did. You're right. It was nice to see that.
Super simple. Yeah, Christmas trees. And originally, I gotta tell you, do you remember when we first were having this conversation in June, July? I'm like, oh, look at this beautiful Christmas tree I found. I'm making this. Do you think I could find it when I went back to do it? Could not find it anywhere. So pivot, stop. And I'm so glad I did, because y'all, I never in a million years thought I could figure this heel out. Where's the heel? It was so bloody simple. And you guys know, I was telling Miss Dana this yesterday. When did I become such a scaredy cat? I am afraid of everything. And
We were talking about surface crochet, doing cross stitch on a piece of crocheted fabric. And she was like, why am I such a scaredy cat? I cross stitched for years.
My whole life I have cross stitched, and I was terrified to try it on until this blanket, where it was a requirement. I had to do it right there. Could not have been easier. And I'm like, why have I avoided? Oh, good. Now we don't have to listen to her anymore, picking on me. So, but things that I have been so afraid to try, and I have forced. Because of these ridiculous craft fairs, I have been forced to try things that are outside of my comfort zone. And most of them have been so bloody easy. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? And it's not like the crocheter police are going to show up on my doorstep.
You never know. I could show up.
They could. Yeah, that's exactly right. There you go, Chrissy. There you go. I'm sorry. I call you Chrissy.
Yes.
I have a Christine. My daughter's name is Christina.
And my daughter's name is Chrissy.
And I call her Chris. I don't know. And his daughter's name is Christina, and we call her Chrissy. So every time I see your name, I call you Chrissy. And I apologize if that offends you. I don't like to offend anybody. That would be adorable. Make little mini hanks and put a hook on them. The only rule is it has to be hanging available. It's got to come out of its package to be able to hang it. Don't make me go searching for something to hang it up with, because that's not going to be good. Thank you. Yeah, that would be so cute. In fact, I want to learn how to do that. I want to learn how. And Amber and I have talked about this before. I want to learn how to take that and twist it into a cute little hank. I want to learn.
Yeah.
And I want to learn translates to, I need to take the 15 minutes to practice and figure it out. That's what I want to learn translates to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, on this sampler blanket has forced me to do a lot of things that I didn't ever think I would be able to.
Is that your phone?
Yeah, it's a spam thing. Look at that.
I love that blanket so much.
I'll tell you what, this diamond pattern underneath made me want to throw it out the window.
Really?
Because the instructions were terrible. The video was even worse. For the video supposed to be a training video on you found it. You found it. Okay, I'll quit complaining. And you've got both of them, right?
I got one right there and one right here.
Yeah. Hashtag. I don't hear you say that anymore, though.
It's in my description.
Hashtag.
Hashtag in all my descriptions.
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
That's her thing. It used to be her thing. So.
Well, I mean, all of this is yummy. How about that?
Yeah, all the yarn is yummy. But this one, which I thought would be super hard, wasn't.
The trees? It looks like, what are they?
It's just, I don't know what it is. They're like uppy downies.
Yeah.
But they had to be just right. And the first time I did it, it was off a little bit and it was a mess. And then, so I did have to tear a couple rows out, but then I got it right the second time.
Is that where you carry the yarn with you?
Huh?
Is that where you carry the yarn with you? That one you carry the yarn?
I did have to carry. Oh, Dana's phone got too hot and it shut off.
Oh, yeah. No, to make that, I mean, I'm used to doing the mosaic where I don't carry the yarn as snippet. But with that pattern,
you know what I did? And it's funny. What is funny is the green and the white are two very different colors, and you actually crocheted over it to carry it along. And you cannot see that green or the white. I mean, maybe a tiny little bit, like right here. You can see the green through a tiny little bit if you're searching for it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But for the most part, and if you're looking that darn close, you know what I got to say about that. But
I'm taking that light off. There we go.
Carried along and crocheted right over the top of the other color. And I was like, that's not gonna work. And it did. It worked out really well. And I just think that looks really, really cool. That one is one of my favorite stripes. Yeah. One of my favorite stripes. But I find often, and I know there's people,
on the right to California to south. Then keep
Sorry.
I think and this one, I really enjoyed this one, the crisscrossy one, which I know is a pretty common one, but I hadn't done it before. I did enjoy, and I do enjoy doing what I call a sampler blanket.
Me too.
But yeah, I'm just really disappointed at the quality of the instructions because it's not written clearly. And if I had been a tester, I have you. Dana, did you mean to unmute your mic?
I meant to mute it because my GPS was yakking at me. And I said something to that other driver.
Something we shouldn't hear, perhaps? Something she doesn't want us to all hear?
Now, isn't that an Annie's kit that you did? Yeah, you would think as much money as you pay for those things, they would be written very clearly.
Very clearly. I'm sure nobody tested these because these instructions are very unclear and the videos are not helpful. And that's what I was saying. When I went to look at this video, the video for this window pane thing. We lost. There she is. I couldn't tell what I was supposed to do at the end here. And she goes, yip, 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 yip. Okay, now turn it. I'm like, are you kidding me? She never once showed it clear or held it up. You couldn't see where she was putting things. I was so upset. I watched the right-handed version probably 10 times. And then I switched and watched the left-handed version and you could see it a little better, but not much better. And so I have 2 times I've had to watch the video to see what it was. And they don't clearly show what's going on. They're very poorly done, in my personal opinion.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Because somebody who, I consider myself at this point at least an intermediate,
of course,
crocheter, and if I can't figure out what's going on by the video or the instructions, there's a problem.
Yeah,
there's a problem. Now, say that somebody, and you and I, Amber, how many times have I looked at something and can't figure it out, and you go, "Oh, you're supposed to do this," but I've done the same thing with you. And sometimes it's your frame of mind, it's your level of tiredness, it's just you need to set it down and come back another day.
It's interesting, Robin, because you said something to me when we were working on that mystery thing.
Horrible thing, yeah.
One of them was, and I appreciate this more and more, is the stitch count.
Because you can figure out a lot if they give you the stitch count of that row or round. You're like, wait, if they say every other, but their stitch row, they only have 38 stitches in that row, well, what they mean is chain one, skip one, then, because, I mean, the language is really important. Every other stitch is the same as chain one, skip one to some people. And you don't know until you see that number at the end.
Yes.
And
it's the same darn thing in this. Sometimes she'll give me a stitch count. Sometimes she won't.
Yeah, you really do need that.
Consistent in your darn instructions. And it's just like, I was just counting my stitches on this, and it's like, okay, how many stitches am I supposed to end up here? And when she gives me single crochet across, she'll tell me how many stitches I need. But when she gives me clusters or something, she doesn't tell me how many clusters I'm supposed to have. That would be very helpful. I should have 44 clusters. Okay, if I end up with 43 or 45, I know immediately I have messed something up. But I don't know until 2 rows later when something doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating on this. So just like with this window, I couldn't tell if I was supposed to end with an uppy or a downy. And I couldn't see on the video what it was supposed to look like. I couldn't tell from her instructions what it was supposed to. I finally found a picture that was clear, and I could tell what I was supposed to end up with. A picture of one of these. This is how I finally figured out. It was one of these things, and I finally was able to look at that to see what it was supposed to be like. That's not okay when I'm spending $300 on a pattern.
Right. No, yeah.
Exit on the right to California to South.
So, I just can't believe how expensive it is. But I mean, if the instructions were really, really great and you were new and you really wanted to learn different stitches, I think that's a fabulous idea. But I still think the price is way too much.
Yeah, it's out of line for what you're getting.
The yarn is just Premier.
It's just Premier anti-pilling. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know if they have exclusive
nice
colors. Yeah, it's good yarn. Do they have exclusive colors at Annie's? They do. Oh,
yes,
okay.
You can't match the color. Although I'll tell you what. My what do you call it? My watermelon blanket here. This is Red Heart Super Saver yarn.
Oh,
this is Red Heart Super Saver yarn. This is not their kit. You go to their, let's see here, Annie's Kit Club, Annie's Crochet Club. Call me crocheters. They've got a new kit out. They've got some kits. Tell me.
When's the last time you've been to your Hobby Lobby?
Oh, it's been a few weeks. I gotta go tomorrow.
Is it me, or did they really remove all their hanks?
Oh no, they removed their hanks. I went a few weeks ago and they were gone.
Okay. Yeah, my Hobby Lobby in Oregon City, no hanks.
I'm bummed, but you know what? I will just go to Little Knits and find their hanks. I like touching them and feeling them, but I know what an 80-20 set feels like. So I can get their yarn if I have to.
Mm-hmm.
I like Little Knits. My problem with going to Little Knits is I spend way too much money when I do go. I need. So the part
look at this.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They're the same.
Yeah. This is Red Heart Super Saver yarn. This is their $300 yarn.
Wow. Huh. Well, I mean, it really is what you want to use it for. Now, are you going to finish that one before Christmas this year?
Oh, I've only got 3 more rows, and then I've got the edging.
Awesome.
So I am 100%. I'd be crocheting right now, but the next row is kind of complicated. I have to pay attention. So, yeah, I got I'm really pleased. Because I wasn't sure this was going to happen. But
I know that's for somebody, right?
This is a Christmas present. Yeah, it's going to happen. And I'm going to make the border bigger because y'all know I want my blanket. I do not consider this a blanket. This is not blanket size.
Right.
No.
This is you can't put 2 people under there. It's not blanket size.
And she won't. She'll sit in her recliner and throw this over. This is a lapgan size.
Okay.
But in my world, this is not big enough. And it looks like, just glancing at the instructions for and it looks like the last row is 2 rows of a star stitch. So that's going to be beautiful. But
star stitches are fairly easy to do. Yeah.
It's got 1, 2, 3 rows of double. Okay. So the border is 1 row of single crochet, 3 rows of double crochet, and then a crab stitch all the way around.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about that. I like the crab stitch. I like the way it works, but here's my problem. I struggle to get it right. And once I get the rhythm, I got to do the whole thing. Because if I set it down, I can't get it right again.
Yeah.
And wasn't it, Dana, didn't you and I figure out something instead of the crab stitch that looked really nice? You had me do the last time I struggled with the crab stitch.
She's gone.
Oh, she's gone again. But she had me do something that wasn't the crab stitch. And it looked super nice. Yeah. And so I don't know. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 rows. So that's going to be just about this much of a border. That's a pretty good amount to add to the edge.
Yeah.
I could do 2 more. I could do 2 rows. How many colors do I have here? I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 rows. I could do 2 rows of each color. 2 rows of each color in the double crochet. I don't think she's quite back yet. 2 rows.
Shoot. You know what? I gotta go. I gotta go back.
Okay, bye.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, I love you.
Bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Do 2 rows of double crochet of each color. That would give me 10 rows. And then 1 row of something, if not crab stitch, some kind of a nice finish. And that would be a nice size border. That'd be about a 6-inch border. That would give it a little bit more size. And I think I would like that. I think that would make my brain happy. I could honestly have this thing done by the weekend.
Sorry, you started to ask me a question, and I went to unmute myself, and I hit the wrong thing.
Oh, I was just saying, it seems to me the last time I was struggling with the crab stitch on a border, you told me something else instead of the crab stitch, which worked just as nice.
Could it have, I don't remember the conversation, but could it have been chain 1, turn your work, and just go backwards with the single crochet instead
that's what it was. Yeah.
It's just a single crochet border going the other direction. It's
right.
It doesn't give that braided look that the crab stitch does, but that rolled edge that is so nice. But I don't remember the conversation, but it seems like there was something.
Because I think it was at the Yarny Social, and I was just fighting with that crab stitch, which I do every time I try to make it.
Maybe it was Diane, because Diane she's a smart crocheter. She's a crochet genius, yeah.
Because I can get it. It takes me 3 or 4 tries, and then it'll just click. But if I set it down and pick it up again, I do that same thing. I fight and fight and fight to make it work. And I don't think I could do the whole edge around a blanket in one sitting.
For those who don't know, Diane is a friend of mine who hosts a crochet get-together in Gresham, Oregon, twice a month. That's where I met her. And then she came to she drove over to Boise for the Yarning Social. She's smart
Boy,
gal,
she a
and she
beautiful
is planning on going on the cruise with us in 2025 in April, crochet cruise, and she's going to give a workshop both on the cruise and at the next Yarny Social. She's just she's like our best kept secret. That's who she is.
And she's doing. Okay. See you soon.
Bye, Darla.
Bye.
I got a couple things also. She's and I'm not giving anything away, but she's in the middle of testing a crochet lawn she's going to be doing. I thought she said in the fall. I don't recall. It is fantastic, and
yeah, it is very creative.
Very creative, and I think it's above my abilities. I'll tell you that right now.
It is.
I would go, oh, I want to do that, and I know I won't be able to.
Well, my problem is time and getting it in the list.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my problem. Otherwise, I would really love to do it. I just, with all the things I've got going, I mean, just the things I've got going in this truck right now.
Yeah.
And
that's unusual for you. You're sort of, I mean, I always think of you as the one project at a time person, and that's
I'm not.
What's happening with you right now.
No, I have always had, you can ask, for those of you who remember Crystal from Coffee, Crochet, and Cuddles, she's the one who told me on Zoom one day, you've got startitis really bad. And she's right. It has become such a problem that I've forced myself to stay more focused on these bigger projects that need to get done so I can move on. But like right now, I've got the Sunflower Granny that I'm putting together. I've got, I actually started Tina's Montana. I've got, and I can't keep working on that, but it's in here. I've got the Christmas ornaments. I've got all the yarn for that, and then I'm also getting ready to do this Bible study scarf. So that I have to come up with, you know, the little bite-sized pieces to go with little bite-sized sections of the scarf, so that it's not so. These busy, I'm thinking of these busy women. I'm thinking of Doris Artman, who is lucky if she gets 30 minutes to herself early in the morning, right? So I've got her. If Doris is anywhere near watching this, just so you know, I've got you in my head, girl, because, you know, so there's a lot of organizing that needs to go into this, plus writing the pattern. So I've got all of that is going on here. What's that?
If that's the concept you're thinking, I really like that 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Yes, that's why I keep saying bite-sized pieces, because, you know, we were in that workshop, which is kind of a similar concept, but not with Amanda Woodbury and her Mindful Crochet workshop. It is, but it isn't. Poor Doris. You know, after 10 minutes, remember, she had to go do something for her kids.
Yeah, she doesn't get to sit down for 20 minutes and
she can't sit and crochet for an hour. You know, she can't do that. And a lot of Christian women are like that. Yeah, she can't do the 40 minutes.
A lot of
women, yes. Boy, you know, taking care of my mom, it was so nice. You know, in between getting up and getting whatever she needed. I mean, I made sure that woman had whatever she needed, because, you know, you've got to keep, the last thing I wanted for her was to get frustrated with her little bit of being incapacitated. She wasn't completely, but I didn't want her to get frustrated. I wanted to help her stay positive. So I did have to jump up quite a bit and take care of things. But boy, I got to sit and crochet. I got to sit and finish that popcorn hot pad pattern and get it uploaded. I got to sit and do stuff.
Yeah.
And that is rare. that is so stinking rare. And, you know, I look at poor Doris and, you know, she's homeschooling kids. She's, you know, she has 4 kids. And, you know, I have a friend, my best friend growing up, one of them, Pollyanna, she homeschooled 5 kids. And
1.5 miles.
You think some housewife is sitting around eating bonbons?
Right.
You are way out of line because they work harder than anybody. So that's who I've got thinking about doing this Bible study blanket that, you know, you just set aside, get yourself, what is Doris? I think Doris has to sit in a closet.
Yeah.
To do her videos.
She does. She closes herself off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if she can do that, and it's even going to be set up, so let's say the first day, let's just say it goes like this. You read chapter 1, and you might think about, you know, maybe one of the thought prompts, or think about whatever came to mind when you read it, and you work for 10, 15 minutes on the pattern, but you didn't get through that particular short section because, you know, some kid cut off a leg. Okay, so you got to go put a leg back on your kid, and you don't get back to it until the next day. Okay, so it'll be set up that you read Genesis 1 again, and you finish that section.
I like that.
So, yeah, so you don't feel behind. You're getting more study.
That's what I was just going to say. A lot of times, especially when I'm reading the Bible, I don't, because I've been reading the Bible my entire life, but I don't study it. And that's what somebody else was saying. I don't study it. And sometimes it takes me 4, 5, 10, 45 times to get it.
Well, and the Old Testament can be, I mean, you got to take it in chunks, or you've got to pull back and get a really high-level overview of it, because that is not right. I need the 110. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm lost.
Did you bring my Bible in? It was next to the bed.
Anyway, yeah. So, and that's another thing I want to do is, gosh, this is not taking me to the right place. Hang on a second. My phone just went dark again. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but you're frozen. Oh, now you're not frozen.
Okay. I don't know what's going on there. My phone's getting hot. Recent.
That's weird. Why's your phone getting hot?
Because I've got the heat on in the back.
Oh yeah.
And that because I'm wet blocking those squares. Recent. Hello. There it is. Wilkes. Wilkie. So yeah, and I tell you what, just studying a very high level overview of the Old Testament made me, because I mean I'm a former drug user, right? And I am formally pretty promiscuous. You know, I'm one of the worst people. It has been so hard for me to accept the fact that I'm redeemed. But going through a high overview of the Old Testament, those people screwed up a lot. Probably not as much as I did, as much as I have, but they screwed up a lot, and there was redemption for them. And then I started studying 1 through 9 just so that I would be knowledgeable in order to, you know, be qualified to do a ladies' Bible study on Genesis 1 through 9. There's redemption in there too. And the Old Testament has convinced me of the New Testament. So, and, you know, all these years it's like, oh, Old Testament, blah, 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 blah. Boring. But now I'm really excited about it. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I'm very excited about the first 9 chapters of Genesis. And I'm very excited about doing bite-sized little, you know, 20, 30-minute
on I-10.
things, sections that, you know, a woman could do daily. Or, you know, again, I'm picturing Doris, you know, maybe she doesn't get back to it for a couple days. It's still there. It is still there. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. And the first one is definitely going to be free because it's going to be me figuring out how to do all the technical stuff, how to organize the information, getting the testers. I'm going to have to get testers who, agree to actually do the reading and then, do it as it's presented so that I can present it as something that's doable.
Atlantic Boulevard, then keep left.
Where the heck am I? I have no idea. I mean, I am lost.
Better stop and regroup.
Yeah, I know it. I need to get turned around on this Atlantic Boulevard and go the other way. I see. And I go down the 710 to the 105 and then I'm there. Okay. Oh, I can't take that exit.
Atlantic Boulevard.
Not with my big truck. Let's try this next one. Yeah, I got to turn around.
All right, we better get off here. We're way over anyway. So y'all, this was as usual another wonderful Rad Girls Live. Thank you guys for joining in. We got a few more days if anybody wants to join. Christine, please join in. Hop over to Dana's
yes
on the right, Garfield Avenue,
and
left.
Join in on the ornament exchange. We're having such a good time with it. It doesn't have to be fancy. There's so many cute, very, very simple patterns out there, and just have fun with it. And you'll get some lovely, lovely ornaments in exchange. You only have to make 10.
Yeah.
And
keep left Garfield Avenue.
And you've got
10 little ones.
Yeah, small enough to put. I'm putting mine in a Christmas card and mailing them out. So nice flat ornaments.
That's what I'm doing.
The 20th of November to get them in the mail. So you still have lots of time.
Yeah.
We will see you guys later. We'll see you on Bingo on Monday night. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.